Welcome back to our channel Dr. Bhatt Physiotherapy Education. I am Dr. Sunil Bhatt. Today we'll be talking about a relatively new term or a new condition which is called as gluteal amnesia or dead butt syndrome. Why this is a recent term? Because the term was developed in 2007 by Dr. Vladimir Vanda. So what exactly is gluteal amnesia? So as the name says, amnesia means when you forget something. So here your gluteal muscle forget to contract, forget to fire. So they do not work. So this is what is called as gluteal amnesia. So now why gluteal amnesia develops? It is thought to be due to long sitting hours. People who sit for long hours in a day, maybe more than 6 hours, 10 hours, 7 hours, they are sitting continuously. Plus tight hip flexors or anterior pelvic tilt. People who have anterior pelvic tilt, that also result in gluteal amnesia. Now how this happens? So when you are sitting for a long period of time, your anterior hip muscles, they become contracted, they become overactive, because of which your glutes go for a term called as reciprocal inhibition, because they are continuously stretched. Hip flexors are continuously overactive. So gluteal muscles go for reciprocal inhibition and they forget to work. Now what happens if your glutes are not working? So when glutes are not working, as we know, they are an important muscle for hip extension, from coming from sitting to standing position. So when they are not working, your piriformis and hamstring muscles become overactive. So when hamstring becomes overactive, they become tight. So the patient is not able to stand erect because of tight hip flexors. Patient experiences a lot of pain in the buttock area and the hamstring area. Plus low back pain is always there. So this is what is gluteal amnesia, and this is how it develops. Now there are ways to examine it. There are ways to find out whether your patient or you are having gluteal amnesia or not, and there are exercises to treat gluteal amnesia. In the coming sections, we will be talking about first how to examine it, the methods to examine gluteal amnesia, and the exercises to treat gluteal amnesia. So here is how you assess the recruitment of gluteals, whether they are recruiting properly or not. The first method is patient is in prone lying position and you ask your patient to do hip extension. Before your patient does hip extension, you have to keep the fingers of one hand over the hamstring and the other hand over the glutes. Or you can keep your hand this way, where your fingers are over the hamstring and your palm is over the glutes. Now ask your patient to do hip extension. Okay, slowly bring it down. What you have to see here is how the hams and the glutes are recruiting. Normally the hams should get recruited first and after that glutes. So if there is any difference in the sequencing or the gluteals are not at all recruiting or hamstring is overactive, that means there is gluteal muscle weakness or gluteal amnesia. The second method for the assessment of gluteal muscle strength or if gluteal is weak is you ask the patient to stand in front of a chair. The knees should be touching the chair, and then ask the patient to squat down without the chair being pushed forward. So if the chair moves forward or the patient is not able to do this, that means the glutes are not recruiting properly. third method for the assessment of gluteal recruitment is deep squats. So you ask your patient to stand, then do the toe out, and then ask him to go for a deep squat. And come up. So if your patient is not able to do this deep squat, or the patient experiences any kind of discomfort or pain, that means gluteals are not recruiting properly. So the first exercise for gluteal strengthening is bridge. The only care that should be taken is the movement should not be from the abdomen. Movement should be from the pelvis. So when you bridge, you have to lift your hip up first and then the upper body. Hold it for 3 seconds and slowly bring down by bringing the hip first and then the body. So normally the bridge is straight, lifting the whole body up, but here to focus on gluteal strengthening, you have to lift the pelvis first and then the upper body. So the bridge will be this and slowly down. You can progress this from whole bridge to single leg bridge. So single leg bridging will be lift your one leg and then lift your hip up. Again the movement will start from the hip first and then the body, making sure that your pelvis do not drop down. That is very important aspect of bridging, single leg bridging. You can progress this exercise by using a Thera loop. So tie the Thera loop around your thighs and then do the bridging in the same way. Movement from the hip first and then from the upper body. The next exercise is hip abduction. The only thing that you have to take into consideration here is while you do a hip abduction, your toes should be in. They should not be out or they should not be straight. The toes should be in. Your leg should be straight, no flexion at the hip, no extension at the hip. So the movement will be something like this. Plus one more thing that you have to take into consideration, there should not be any rolling of the hip. So keep it straight, keep your one hand here, do hip abduction with your toe in, hold this position for 5 seconds and slowly down. The next exercise that we have is called as clamshell exercise. So you are in sideline position. Your hip should be little bit of flexion and knee into flexion, not a lot of flexion, but in slight flexion. Make sure that your pelvis do not roll forward or backward. Just keep your pelvis stable and just open up your legs. This is called as clamshell exercise. You do not let your hip move backward. So the movement should not be this. When you do the excess movement, there is no gluteal muscle involvement and the pelvis rolls back. So the movement will be this much till your hip stays stable and it does not roll. The progression of clamshell exercise is using a Thera loop. So position will be same. The only difference here is you are now using a resistance band. Keep your pelvis stable and do the clamshell exercise again. Hold it and then slowly bring it back. The next exercise is called as gluteal pumps. So you have to flex your knee so that your hamstring is not working now, and slowly lift your hip up, that is do a hip extension. Hold this position and slowly down. This can be repeated again 5 times, initially progressing to 10, 15 or 20 times. Further progression of gluteal pumps is in quadruped position. So you come into quadruped position or bring your patient into quadruped position, keeping your knee flexed, you do a hip extension. Hold this position and slowly down. The next exercise is in side lying and do a kind of cycling movement or a kicking movement. So you have to bring your hip up slowly, bring it to this level, and while going down just do a kicking movement and come to neutral. Again, hip flexion, bring it up, do knee extension, kicking movement and going back. The next exercise is deep squats. But while doing deep squats, if you want to engage gluteal muscles, your toes should be out. So keep your toes out and then do a deep squat. Hold this position and come up. The progression of deep squat is again using a Thera loop or a resistance band. Take your toes out and slowly go down. Hold this position and come up. Depending upon what resistance you can take, you can increase the resistance bands according to the color and use it. The next exercise is hip hike. Now this exercise is a bit more difficult compared to the earlier that we did. So you need a small stool for that. You have to stand on the stool. If required, you can grab a chair or something. If not, then fine, you can do it without holding on a chair. So for this, what you have to do is you have to slowly go down and come up and do a hip hike. Make sure that while you are going down, your hips do not drop down. So just come up, hip hike and move down. So that is all about gluteal amnesia or dead bed syndrome or gluteal muscle weakness. Thank you for watching. See you in next videos.